counter-view. So there's some wriggle room, I think, there, potentially, for them to be able to move if the case for an inquiry became overwhelming.
Our political editor there, Chris Mason. Donald Trump has visited the Capitol building to pay tribute to the former President Jimmy Carter, who is lying in state. He attended with his wife, Melania. Thousands of well-wishers have filed past Mr. Carter's casket at the Capitol Rotunda over the past 2 days. He died last month at the age of 100. His funeral will take place at the National Cathedral in Washington later today. Elon Musk, the tech billionaire and incoming advisor to US President-elect Donald Trump, is to host a discussion with the leader of the far-right Alternative for Germany Party, or AfD, later today. The event is due to take place on the social media platform X and follows several posts by Mr. Musk in which he praised the AfD as the last hope for Germany. He's also branded the Social Democrat Chancellor Olaf Scholz as an incompetent fool. His comments come just over a month before Germany's federal elections. Well, I'm joined now by Lindsay Gorman, who's Senior Fellow at the German Marshall Fund. Hello to you, Lindsay. So this is very controversial as Germans sort of gather together their thoughts on what they're going to vote for next month. The AfD party is doing well in the polls. Give us your thoughts on what Elon Musk is up to.
Yeah, so Elon Musk has just come off what's really an incredible political and perhaps business success in the United States over the last 6 months, where he's invested heavily in the campaign of incoming President Trump, arguably helped him win, and now has appointed himself this self-proclaimed first buddy, where he is already working with Trump at Mar-a-Lago, setting up shop there, and helping him figure out U.S. policy for the incoming administration. And it looks like he's trying to do something similar overseas, whether it's kind of meddling in the U.K. and now we're seeing in the case of Germany supporting the AfD, he has this ideology that's consistent with some of these far-right populist movements, and he's using his platform now that he owns X, formerly Twitter, to promote that ideology and to promote candidates that he sees as potentially aligned with that.
I mean, as far as Elon Musk is concerned, he has investment in Germany. Tesla has a huge gigafactory near Berlin, a massive investment in Germany, you could argue, and the economy. So you could argue he has got, to some degree, a stake in what's going on in Germany going forward. Does that give him the right, would some argue, to have this kind of influence on the German elections?
He absolutely has a stake, and he has I would say, a vested interest in how not just German politics, but British politics, U.S. politics, European politics shape out because of these massive investments and stakes, as you mentioned. And he would like to see a broad deregulatory agenda that the incoming U.S. administration is expected to take. Tesla, but also SpaceX. Many investigations underway in the United States, and these are very heavily regulated industries, electric vehicles and the space industry. So there are clear ties and interests there. And I think what his supporters would say is that this is free speech. He, as a private citizen, is allowed to comment on and weigh in on elections and politics around the world. I think where it gets potentially confusing and concerning is precisely because of these ties to the incoming Trump administration. He's technically not going to be an appointed government official, but if the United States, as official policy, were to really put their thumb on the scale of another country's elections, that's something really we don't traditionally do. We would see that as kind of a foreign interference. Yeah. But I think it's a little more confusing because technically Elon Musk is a private citizen, but he's been blurring the lines by cozying up so closely to Trump and having so much influence on the incoming.
Well, the debate is certainly heated, that's for sure, on both sides of the Atlantic. Lindsay Gorman from the German Marshall Fund, thank you.
Thank you.